Good morning, happy Friday. Wearing red for the veterans and our enlisted, our law enforcement, first responders, and their families. Love you guys. Just hang in there. It's got to get better soon. I'm going to piss some people off today, and I'm really good at that. And as we all know, the world attention has been focused on the Middle East of late and the atrocities there against families, women, children, elderly. It's horrible. But we have some atrocities here we need to talk about because they keep getting pushed to the back burner, and we need to bring them up. We have kids here in the U.S. that are victims of sex crimes. They are victims of cyber stalking. They are victims of cyberbullying. And it's getting pushed by the wayside, and we need to keep that on the front burner all the time. We need to get it stopped. And you can't say it's, because of border issues. No, it's because of pedophiles in the United States and, well, all over the world. Bottom line, that's who's responsible. Your child, let's say you have a 9, 10-year-old, whatever, 8, 9, 10. They do their homework, they go in their room, and they're going to play on the Xbox or whatever game thing that kids play on. And they're chatting, and some of their classmates are in the chat, and they're just having a big old time. I would bet someone in that chat is an adult pretending to be an adult, pretending to be a child. Trying to find out who's the weakest link here. Who can I sink my claws into and start grooming? Who can I find out their deepest, darkest fears and secrets, use that against them, and blackmail them? And they do it every day. Successfully do it every day. You will have an adult pretending to be a child saying, oh, we're best friends. Oh, I know. Why don't we have a sleepover? And, and that right there gets any little kid's attention because all little kids love sleepovers. Let's have a sleepover, and my mom, my dad, my brother, whatever, will pick you up after school. And of course, your child's going to be excited. And your child's going to say, yeah, but my mom won't let me do that. Well, I'll have my mom call him after so-and-so picks you up. It'll be okay. Your child comes out of school. They may have a child there luring them. They may not. They may say, hey, I'm so-and-so's brother, uncle, aunt, whatever. And your child gets in the car. Your child is gone. It happens more than you know. Once they find out what your child's biggest fears are, what your child is trying to keep a secret from mom and dad, they flunked a test. They didn't return a library book. They didn't get an essay turned in. Homework wasn't done and mom's going to be mad. They will start threatening them. Well, you do what I want or I'm going to tell your mom and dad. To an adult, it's nonsense. To a child, it is catastrophic through the lens of a child. And that's where people kind of miss something. A child is going to think like a child. A child is not going to think like an adult. They can't, as a rule. That's not going to happen. Their brain has not developed to think like an adult. So what's happening in their little 8, 9, 10-year-old, world is catastrophic. And there are adults that will use that to their advantage, knowing what they want from this child. They don't care that the child gets upset. All they know is this child is a commodity. I can make money off of this kid. I can get this kid out of their home. I can use them, abuse them, sell their body parts, because organ trafficking is real. And they can make a fortune off of pictures, off of videos, off of selling the actual person. If your child goes missing, I doubt if they're run away. I really doubt if they've run away. Your child has become a commodity. And pimps aren't nice people. Sex traffickers are not nice people. They don't care if it's a birthday. They don't care if your kid needs insulin, if they're diabetic, if they have a heart condition. They really don't care, because they're going to get what they want one way or another. And if your child dies in the process, well, they'll just sell the body parts. They're good. They don't care. And this happens every day. Kids go missing. The older kids, 13 through 18, it's automatically classified as a runaway. Well, maybe it is and maybe it isn't. Maybe they do have just a horrible home life that is very toxic, and they've had enough. They can't deal with it anymore. That is always out there. But you talk to the families and the neighbors and their friends, and no, mom and dad were great. There was never an issue. The kids were happy. Well, what happened? Look at their phone. Look at their computer. Talk to their best friends. Because I imagine the best friend will probably know. Once in a while they won't. But they have probably met someone online. And they were groomed, which means they were told how beautiful they are. And, you know, I understand you better than your parents understand you. You should be with me. On and on and on. They may or may not know how old this person is. They probably don't. They probably think they're dealing with a peer, when in all actuality, they're dealing with a 47-year-old pervert. And they will say, you know, meet me at Pizza Hut. So-and-so will meet you after school and pick you up, and, you know, then we'll go do X, Y, Z. And you don't see your child again. It's scary. I would advise parents, there's a locator device in your kids' phones. Use it. Please turn it on so you can look at your phone, see where your kids are at all times. That is huge. Now, if the bad guys are smart, which most of them are not, they will discard the phone. They're not going to do that. They're going to keep the phone. They're not going to think that far. But you, as a parent, you need to put your phone down. You need to get involved in your kids' lives. You need to talk to your children about who they're talking to online, who they're chatting with on their phone, who they're chatting with on the computer, the photos in their phone, the videos in their phone. Look at the histories. Find out. On social media, look at it. Do a reverse image search. If it's an adult, find out who they really are. Talk to your kids about friend requests, who to accept, who not to accept. They don't know. You have kids, the preteens, or especially preteens, because they're wanting to be grown up so bad. And you get somebody grooming them and telling them how pretty they are or handsome they are. They're going to buy into it. Telling them, well, you sure don't look 12. You don't talk like you're 12, you talk like you're 18. That's exactly what they want to hear. And the bad guys know this. This needs to be put on the front burner. The kids that are missing need to be put on the front burner. I would personally appreciate if community news organizations once a week, every Monday or every Friday, would run a special and show photos or videos of each kid in that community that's missing. Please, if anybody is affiliated with any news organizations, keep that in mind. Put it in the newspaper. I mean, not everybody takes the actual newspaper, physical newspaper, but it'll be online. And don't put it in the back section. Put it, up front burner issues. Because you don't know who may have seen your child. If your child has been taken, in all likelihood, they're being sold. They're being sex trafficked. And all. They may not be in your community, but they may. And, you don't know who might see the photo. Different news outlets pick up, each other's news and run it as theirs. And please, just don't forget about the victims here. What is happening in the Middle East is horrific. It is just unconscionable. But let's not forget our victims here, our kids here that are being taken, our kids here that are being stalked, that are being cyberbullied. that are being lured from their mom and dads and sold into sex trafficking and organ trafficking. Do not forget that. Just put your phones down. Go in and talk to your kids. Dialogue. Non-judgmental. You may not approve of their friends, but they're talking to somebody. If they can't talk to you about what's going on in their world, their worries, their fears, their anxieties, who likes them, who doesn't, who said something mean, if they can't talk to you, they will find somebody to talk to. And you may not like that person. That may be a dangerous person. So I will get off my soapbox. Put your phones down.